What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pappy here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Unified Scale Auto Content Creators of YouTube. Group Bill, better known as the USACC Group Bill. So this year we're building the 1968 Revell, the Revell 1968 Dodge Dart. Got that turned around a little bit. But this was picked by Mr. Kim Soda Pop, and I tell you what, he made a dang good pick for this one. This kit it's just one of those kits that when I start getting into it and I start putting different pieces together on it, I know it's going to go together very well. My old buddy Lucas C shot me some Pro Street 68 Dart Pro Street photos of a red one, and that was just inspiration enough for me to get going forward with mine. So we just started, matter of fact, a couple of weeks ago, and I decided that I was going to do a tutorial series about the entire build from start all the way up to finish. So we're all the way up to, and in the last video, we covered mocking up a lot of the stuff with either white glue or canopy glue. And I like using the canopy glue, and that's this stuff right here. And reason being, and I had a great question, why do I use canopy glue or white glue opposed to anything? Well, when you start breaking it apart, canopy glue will peel apart very easily when you're trying to disassemble it. White glue, like Elmer's glue, you can just kind of set everything into hot water or warm water, and everything will come apart, and then everything comes off. You can peel it off. Canopy glue is you can take it, and once you break the pieces apart, it leaves a little bit of a film, and you can just take that with your tweezers and just pull that off, and it pulls off in a string. So it 6.5 one, dozen the other. Which one would I prefer using? Either one, whatever I've got more readily available on the bench. And I keep the canopy glue here on the bench all the time, and there's always an ample supply of it. So got the engine. Of course, the engine here is mocked up with canopy glue. We've also got some other parts that have been mocked up, and in the last series you saw where with the interior floor pan, I had everything as far as the door cards were all mocked up with it. What else did we have? We had the dash panel mocked up with it, and everything was, and what I was doing was I had it all mocked up and glued together so I could take some careful measurements for the floor pan to sit in here. Well, I'm going to show y'all what I did, and of course, now that I've got everything measured out for what I need, the door panels we just took and pulled them up on one end and picked kind of the I call them boogers. Took them and just kind of peeled the boogers off and kind of scraped the edge down through here with a razor knife. And those little adhesive boogers kind of come right off. And same thing with just right here. You're just putting a minimal amount to get it to stick. So what we did was, let me put a couple of things out of the way. Trying to get this floor pan to fit. Let me move this over into screen a little bit more. I had some adjustments to make on the floor pan, and of course what we did was we laid it flat, took some careful measurements. Scully, up here, give me a hand. We took some careful measurements starting right about in here and just kind of stretched them out over this area, and we ended up having to cut this out. This is the original transmission hump right in here, and we cut that back earlier, and we ended up having to make a cut right down through here beside the transmission hump, and then back over just right past where the roll bar, and you can see where the hole is at. It's just right past that hole for the roll bar to attach into. And what we did was we cut that out, and I'm going to flip it over, and you can see what all I had to do. All I did, this is the transmission hump from the kit right here, but we cut back into here, left this right in here, made this incision right in there. In order for this, because now there's a little transmission, or actually a little hump right in here that the interior pan needs to sit down flush in. So I had to, once I got the cut, and once I cut it out, got everything to where the interior pan sits down flush on the frame, and see how flush that is. And then what I had to do, what I did was I just built up the that area right in here with 0.20 thickness styrene, just sheet styrene. And you can get that stuff at any of the hobby shops. I know Hobby Lobby carries it, and I keep the 0.10, 0.20, and 0.30 thickness here in the shop. That way it's easier to make sheet. I can make cuts on the sheets with an X-Acto knife and a straight edge, and you get whatever I need. So we glued those onto here, and then we just kind of contoured everything in and beveled everything. And now this thing, as you can tell, it sits flush in here. Let me have an interior door card. We still haven't transferred, as far as the wheel well hump, right in here to the door card, as far as the passenger side or the driver's side door card yet. Reason being is we haven't, I'm still not satisfied with, if you recognize this piece right here, this is the package tray that goes back in here. And with that being said, I took the kit package tray, and let me see if I can flip it up to the side, and I can kind of show y'all a little bit easier than trying to explain it. If you can see it, it's tilted up a little bit back here and right in this area right in here. I didn't like that. So what I ended up doing was I just I took the package tray out. We kind of modified it earlier, and I didn't like the way it was sitting, but I'll show y'all what I ended up doing. Let me I'm gonna clear, starting to get a cluttered bench here. So let's get everything out of the way, and I'll show y'all what I did to remedy that. Door cards out of the way. All right, here's the piece from the kit. You'll recognize it. You'll recognize it because it has these two tabs on it. I added some styrene, added some sheet right down through here. This is 020. I didn't like it. What happened was the original package tray didn't come out far enough to make it over those big old wheel wells for the Pro Street wheel wells. So what did I do? I just went and got me some 020. Stock. I use a lot of, actually these are just brown manila envelope, brown manila file folders that I use for template making. And all I did was just I took and traced that out on that, cut it out with I cut the curve out with the scissors, and then cut the straight edges out with the X-Acto and with a straight edge. Then we transferred that measurement over to some of the 0.20 styrene like this. Once we transferred that over to that, we got a real nice pattern, as you can tell. This is the one that I cut out, and it's actually a little longer. And that's what I needed. You can see right there how much more longer than it was than the original. That being said, I took some evergreen styrene, which is this stuff here. That's what's mounted back here. This is item number 176. This is the 0.100 and the 0.125 strips that you can get from evergreen. And we cut it. We cut it off flush with this edge right here. Then we took the orange glue, smeared a little daub of that all the way down this seam, pressed that in real good. I hit it, took the green, kind of kicked it right down in there, and we're going to let this dry for a couple of hours. Once I let it dry and everything is good and firm, I talk about having a straight edge sander. These are, where is my sanding sticks? There they are. it's fine to use the sanding sticks, but see how these are curvy? You know, they'll curve on you. I've got some 100 grit sandpaper in this, and this is a piece of T6 aluminum, and it doesn't hardly even bend at all. It's a great to take, and when I'm trying to get a good straight edge, this is what I like to use a lot of. So, little tip right there for you guys that are, if you can get your hands on some real firm aluminum sheeting, this is about 2 inches wide. And I attach some 100 grit sandpaper onto that, and that's a dang good straight edge to do some sanding with. Nothing against these are great, but when you need that good raw edge, and that's how I got that good straight edge right there a while ago. I just took it and did that, and that perfect, just a perfect straight edge across that seam right there. We'll set that over to the side. And now that we've got our template, remember I drew these lines a couple videos ago. That's where the package tray stops at. Now we've got a new package tray, and then this, as you can see, will drop right down in there like that. And then this will, once we get everything glued in, that will drop in there just like that, fit like a glove. And we still have some fine tuning to do on this, but we'll do that later in another video. But we're gonna get that glued up off camera, and we'll move forward with that right there. And that's about all I've really got done over this past weekend. When you're doing a Pro Street build, of course, it's a lot of kit bashing. That's what I enjoy a lot of about doing kit bashes. It's kind of like building a true 1-to-1 scale car or Pro Street, and you got to do a lot of thinking. You got to do a lot of planning ahead in that process. If not, it just won't. Everything won't start fitting, and then you'll be like, "Golly, dang, that's not going to work out." So think about 4 or 5 steps ahead of how everything's going to work. And once you get to that comfort level, it just kind of comes secondary, second nature to you as far as what you're doing with that. So anyhow, hope this finds everyone well. Hope everyone has had a great weekend. Got you some rest, well-deserved rest, and some bench time, because I definitely have. And we'll see you on the next video on the update for what I've got going on next. We got to get this. I want to get this ride height set in here. That'll probably be in a video coming up here pretty soon. But I wanted to get a lot done on the as far as the interior this weekend, and getting these door cards ready to, as far as, because once I get this package tray and the back piece down through here where I want it and how I want it, then we'll be able to transfer that contour over to each driver side and passenger side door card, and I'll show y'all how we do that in the next videos. Anyhow, hope everybody has a great work week. Go over to mcvproducts.net, pick you up some of those great 3D printed items. He has got plenty of stock. Tell them that Pappy sent you over there. And if y'all ain't listening to anything while you're building, go over to the Model Car Podcast and listen to the annex of all those buddies of mine. Great. They just have dropped a new podcast update. So go over there and give that a listen to as well. Folks, remember, if you can dream it, build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.